Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down, I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Cause I got no problems. Cause I got no problems. Do you feel a little down? Say it, no problems. Let you in but you out, sing it, no problems. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. And none I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems.
Cool day around the Los Angeles area. The current temperature in Hollywood is 65 degrees and expected high of 68.
Great, hit snooze till it's 8:30. Grab a coffee to help ease my brain. There's no time to play. Climb out the sheets, find the jeans from a previous day. Grab the keys from off the counter. Commute into the city, gonna take another hour. Man, I hate trading time for a way. At least I got a home and a job that pays. Faded from color, reaching a silent wonder how. You're saying it'll all be fine while you sit around and waste your time. Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
Sunshine
distractions behind. I will be. In the meantime, I'll blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Fading from color, reaching to find where the wonder hides. Saying we're all fine. What's the I'm wasting time? Fading from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
We're not the only ones. 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 Days gone. I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness. It won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. Take me back to you. We're not the only ones. 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 We're not the only. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones. Heads down. They will watch us shake the ground. Oh, this lightness. It will fill the air around. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. Back to you. We're not the only ones. We're not the only. We're not the only ones. 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 We're not the only ones.
Safety nets are overrated. Yeah, if you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation. Yeah, there's a comfort in the crawl. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground, so I can start to run. I don't wanna be tired, moving so bad. I don't wanna be tired. Feels like it's my time. I don't need your light. Don't you waste your
Well, welcome everybody for the first official day here at ESL Challenger League in North America for Season 49. Good way to start off the 2025. My name is Laz, and I'm going to be joined here with Paladin to kick off a bit of a unique match here with a NA powerhouse NRG taking on the Alter Iron.
I'm very excited to be here, Laz. Welcome to Season 49, folks. We've got a great game to fly through Anubis with for right now. It's a little bit of a different season. We've got different ideas, different lineups, different map pool. I'm very excited to go through it and see how the cookie crumbles. I think as far as the season goes, honestly, really no idea as to where it could end up as far as who gets relegated and who advances onto that playoff position and try to actually crown themselves champions of ECL. But Laz, honestly, to me, NRG feels as though as one of those teams that I could see gunning for that spot, especially with how they've been splashing cash recently and some of the exciting moves that they've brought forward, kind of surprising everybody within the CS space.
Yeah, no doubt at all, right? I mean, that's a really good thing, and I'm glad we're going to just jump into it because, you know, you and I were both just talking about this for a few minutes in the green room. We're like, look, like NRG, they're definitely trying to make a bit more of a statement this season. They've spent some good money. I mean, they got the addition of Bro in here, which I don't know about you, Paladin, but to me, that kind of felt like a left field pick. Like, I'm not against it, but it definitely felt like it was kind of out of nowhere. And honestly, I think it's a pretty exciting debut for him to be in NA soil.
Yeah, I mean, it shows to me that NRG is making a move that they want to win. They want to win and they want to play internationally. And this is a move that was going to be a hard decision to make to cut Breeze, but it looks good. And folks, this is our format as we've kind of seen over previous seasons of ECL. We've got this round robin with 2 BO1s per matchup, and then essentially the seeding places you as according to the upper bracket or the lower bracket, and from then on out, it's basically double elim all the way to that grand final spot. And in this season, only one team will advance to EPL, and that's the winner of ECL. So super important to not necessarily even just come to that grand final best of 5, but actually take it all the way home. So gonna be curious to see how that goes. And yeah, 80 grand is a total prize pool here, 25 grand up for grabs for that first place winner. Last, to me, honestly, for me, I think just the stakes of having to win ECL now feels like way more exciting to me for those playoffs all throughout. We have that stakes being added game after game.
Yeah, no doubt at all, right? I mean, like we talk about the prize pools you can see here on the screen, and that's definitely one aspect. But like you said just a little bit before, is the fact that we only do have that one spot to get into EPL, right? So there it really is a tight race to get there. And this is the thing, is that NRG were the team that previous season they actually were the ones that came in second place. They were just behind M80, but M80 aren't here anymore. So that's kind of one of the things where like NRG are probably a heavy favorite when you talk about a lot of these teams, but we'll have to see. And I mean, you see the veto on the bottom of the screen. Does look like we are going to go into Anubis to kick things off, which I think for them, this is going to be fine. This is going to be familiar territory. It's really the big question mark about this Ultra Iron team. Like, what do they have in store for us? They know they're an advanced team. They made it through the relegation. They got themselves here and they qualified, which is a huge feat. That's a huge accomplishment. So now it's just about this underdog team to really get a good experience about playing somebody with a vast amount of experience of energy.
Yeah, I'm very excited to watch this Ultra Iron side. I think that they've done some good work in the domestic scene. Did a fairly good job at KC, Fragacago rather. Did a good job in advance. They started off on the right foot in CCTNA, and for that, I have to tip my hat to them and say, let's see what they have in store for us. This is definitely going to be their stiffest competition yet. But of course, when it comes to ECL, for a lot of these teams, especially for majority of these teams in this season, specifically in season 49, I think it's all about trying to get and gather as much experience as possible, trying not to get yourself relegated and having to fall too advanced in the following season, and just try to qualify for playoffs. So it is a little bit more cutthroat this time around, but I think a team like Ultra Iron, they're one of those teams that could potentially scrape through and go under the radar if some of these teams are not careful. But of course, I'm not kind of seeing this game as that type of game for them. For me, it's more, how does NRG get settled in with their new lineup? What has Intershine done so far? How much time have they had to integrate him into the coaching staff? And how is that kind of meeting of the minds between Daps and Nitro looking alongside him? Is kind of my biggest questions moving into this one.
Yeah, no, and I'm so glad you brought that up, because I was going to go down the exact same path as like, look, like even the expense of getting someone like Bro on this team, but then also kind of spending the little bit of coin for getting a good analyst. Like you said, Intershine is somebody that came from like FaZe, Mouse Sports, Furia. Like, he's been around. Like, he definitely has a lot of really good experience. So I think them kind of spending the money to get an analyst, plus getting a really good rifler, like someone like Bro that's been in Europe, has played with teams like Astralis with a pretty good system for the most part. It's going to be nice to see what he's going to be able to bring for like people like Nitro and, the coaching staff adapts, right, to being able to adjust their game plan.
Yeah, it's going to also, I think, I'm sure he's going to have a lot of ideas from how Danish Counter-Strike is played and EU Counter-Strike in general. Bring that, try to help update Nitro and Daps a little bit, chime in with some secondary calls. This guy is an anchor that was criminally underutilized on Astralis and has so much to give, I think, in Counter-Strike for as long as he can. And I'm really excited to see how he fares here in North America and whether he can strut his stuff here on this T side. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Anubis, and right off the bat, you got Bro with an entry. Hex, his partner in crime, on the Glock to open things up as well.
Yeah, and it could be even worse, right? I mean, the fact that NRG get to play on the T side, now you got Nitro, he's just being a little bit of a pest in the back lines. He does find himself at least one duel, so now making this back to a 2-on-3, still the advantage for NRG. But now they got the post plants, they got a good positioning, you still have the player behind the mid site. Everybody's just waiting for this. A lot of work required, but now these CTs, they drop like flies, and NRG, they pick it up with pretty much the most ease ever.
Yeah, and it all starts off the back of Bro's entry. He's the guy that's going to do a lot of dirty work for you. He's not a player that's necessarily going to jump off the page in terms of statistics. He's a guy that will anchor for you. He'll entry for you. He'll make sure that the system is as clean and comfortable as possible. And you're already starting to see the fruits of the labor right here, right now. Of course, it's against lesser competition, but having him integrate into the system as fast as possible is of the utmost priority in my eyes for Daps and Nitro. Of course, now we're gonna let him see how he works in the default a little bit more, being that B defaulter in the long extremity, and NRG will slow things down as Ultra Iron decide to actually force into this round specifically.
Yeah, it's a bit risky, but I mean, honestly, I think for Ultra Iron, this is not a bad idea. Like, I mean, again, if they can be able to find a way to convert this round, I mean, it can shake things up just a little bit. But I mean, again, if they do lose it, I mean, this economy is gonna essentially just hit the dumps, right? So NRG doing a really good tactic right now, like you said, just kind of playing a bit more back, waiting for some kind of aggression. Misha's already pushed himself already way through, so this is really strong positioning right now from the CT side, but it's a question if they're even going to attack this. NRG already taking mid-bridge, so they've already essentially just dissembled this idea of what, you know, Alter Iron want to do, and now they're just going to go back for the A-pop, and it's pretty much up for grabs right now, Paladin.
Alter Iron have misread this. They've been given sound cues from Hex throwing utility for the mid player. And sure, you get this consolation frag onto Hex, but you've lost the A bomb site. They're going to plant right in your face. You've got a late mid lurk as well. This is going to spiral out of control. Bro is now up to bat. There's a team kill involved.
A TK.
Still in a 2v2 here. Bro's got to hustle all the way back.
Oh, no.
And they actually haven't even planted the bomb. They can hightail it back to B. That's the beauty of that round there, is that even though they lose A main, Bro basically gets all that information to settle down and hunker into this B bomb site.
Yeah, this is great. I love the mid-round calling like this because, again, they didn't just rush for the plant. They realized, look, like, Alter Iron's really close. Let's just rotate back to B. Now they have the strong post plant. They're both inside of B main. So now this is going to be interesting because all their utility's gone, but they got the AKs equipped. You still got 2 players alive here with a Gleal in hand. No more utility at all on the playing field. This is going to be tough because, again, CTs are going to have to go for the swing. Does win the engagement, but oh, hang on a second. Now, Bro, the new addition, has to be able to pop off. He needs to be able to find these kills, and I think the time has gone down, and Bro, beautifully done with a triple kill to get them that second round, but man, oh man, what a grinder.
Yeah, throw some teabagging in there as well, but yeah, that's what you like out of Bro. He's kind of a jack of all trades in a lot of senses, and in that situation, called upon to clutch, baits out the scout shot beautifully, and annihilates the force buy of Alter Iron. And you kind of have a question here for the CT side if you want to force in again, knowing that it went down to the 1v1, but they're going to play a little conservative here. I don't know. And sometimes in this situation, if I'm the underdog, kind of going for the force buy could potentially jostle that T economy, give you a backdoor and a chance at getting 2 to 3 rounds. But of course, should you lose that, you might go down 0-4 in the hole, which I'm sure not a lot of people would like to actually go through in those circumstances.
Yeah, this is never a fun position to be in at all. So for Alter Iron, I mean, again, now you can see a bit more of a heavier stack in the sides of mid and kind of leaning more on A, just leaving areas by themselves on the B site. But even NRG, and now this is always a bit problematic too, because you always want to be really cautious of where to go because you don't know where the pistol stack's going to be. Like they definitely should have the read. There's no guns on the field, but Bro's going to do one better. He's just going to rip the heads off, so he's already out to a good start. And now this is a tough position because even look at Hex, he's able to find multi-kills. And now this is just falling apart here so quickly, Paladin, and now just down to Talon. And yeah, that's all she wrote. There's nothing here unless we see some incredible dig work, but not looking likely.
It's against the eco here, but seeing both the extremity players of Bro and Hext kind of slicing through these bomb sites like butter is very exciting to me. It's a tantalizing prospect to NRG. And yes, Breeze had these very exciting moments here and there domestically, but I do feel as though Bro might give you a little bit more of a consistency factor that could make them a little bit more of a threat. You know, you look at the North American space right now, and it's very up in the air. You know, Complexity's made some changes. M80 have to go through with a stand-in. You've got Wildcard trying to defend their honor after that great Shanghai run. Then NRG want to throw themselves into the mix. We talk about Bro a lot, but we haven't even discussed George, who's also a very recent addition to this lineup as well, who, for all intents and purposes, is a fantastic replacement for Automatic in the NRG jersey. And I'm very excited to see his development alongside a fantastic storied IGL like Nitro. So there's a lot to like about this new look NRG, and for me, I think hoping that this team kind of picks it up off the ground as quickly as possible is really exciting.
Yeah, definitely agree with you, Paladin. I mean, I think that's kind of the expectation, right? I mean, now that NRG are, you know, really evolved from their first roster, like I don't know about you, but I remember when we saw that first roster way back, I just absolutely hated it. Like this NRG team, I felt like it wasn't the best, but now we're starting to see them, you know, finally putting the right pieces into this, which it's starting to make sense, right? Like George joined the team where George was kind of in handcuffs for a little while, where we were saying he needed better leadership and a better system for him to really thrive. I think he's going to have that here. And now even with the addition of Bro, like we talked about, having that European player and this talent, it's going to be great because now Bro doesn't have to worry about, you know, COVID-19 and things like that, right? I mean, he can actually be comfortable on this team. So, I mean, these are all positive things, and let's see if it can be more positive here with getting this best of one done.
Yeah, it's two players breaking out of shackles, right? And I'm very excited to see them in an ecosystem that I think is a very good one. And look at this, just gunning into E-Box early. Doesn't actually net itself an early kill from George, but they'll get some good damage at the very least. Kind of adding in early pressure here on this first buy round, and it's actually Hex to fall initially on this A side. So all that pressure that was potentially given over has to be fought for tooth and nail. NRG will go 1 for 1, but they're going to continue to pressure this B bomb site right here and right now.
Yeah, they're really starting to put some pressure on this as much as possible, but now they still have the bomb on the way back in the outskirts of outside of A. Oh god, Bro, he's fully blind! I was going to say maybe he can get away with this, but Arias at least going to be checking the 6, does get the kill, so now things are looking a little bit better here for Ultra Iron, but it's back to an even playing field. George down to 1 HP, OC with 18. Nitro has to be the one. He spots the head.
Ooh.
He's got a good inkling on this. Should be able to get the easy kill. He does. So now these CTs are going to get the rotate through, but again, look at the utility that's available here, Paladin. So they're going to get the plant down, but all this pressure is going to be on the post plant.
Yeah, getting rid of the B main player makes things a lot easier for NRG in the post. Flo's got an angle and this deep line to allow for Talon to scale, but the main players that are on the bomb side have evacuated. They're all in E-Box, they're all in B main, and now they can fight from these safe havens. And no kit as well. Wow, this one looks dicey to say the least.
Yeah, it does not look good at all. I mean, now they either have to commit to it, and even Nitro, perfect lineup, just gets it done. And I think for Flo, you got to save the op. You got to get out of here. I don't even know if he's going to be able to. He does get a nice quick shot onto the IGL of NRG, but I think he's about to escape with his life, thankfully. But man, if that would have gone down, that would have been even worse for wear here for Ultra Iron. But at least with this, they're going to have the op. They're going to have $3,600 on Flo. It can be a bit more of a scrappy purchase on this one, Paladin, which I think now, I mean, you're down 4-0. You got to try something. They already had one of the timeouts utilized as well, but I think it'd be a bit too early to call another one in my perspective.
Yeah, I don't necessarily need to here. There should be an initial game plan as to how to play with Flo's AWP. Hit a nice shot there. Excited to see what he has on offer. We know North America is starved of operas and has been for, honestly, the entire region's lifetime for all intents and purposes. So I'd like to see a little bit more from him, and here he goes, taking out Nitro nice and early, but George, he was thinking about going aggressive, and he gets his man and clips Zera. The trades are effective, they are swift, and NRG claim themselves the B bomb site once more.
Yeah, just so fast, and I mean, look at how much confidence they have. They're just running and gunning and pretty much just taking everybody's heads away. So now with Flo and, you know, Misha alive, I mean, they have the guns, but even Misha now gets a little bit over adventurous and even can't even keep that op in hand too. I was thinking maybe they would have been able to save these guns. That would have been a nice transition here for the following round of round number 6, but NRG, they're not letting them have it. And a full gun round's going to commence regardless, but they are going to use another timeout, which probably actually makes the most sense just because they have to figure out how do we slow down this aggression? How do we, you know, essentially, you know, barricade George not to just run through E-Box and just take down somebody within the first 10 seconds. They got to be able to slow down this aggression.
Yeah, they're going to have to try to command the respective NRG, and that's hard to do. I mean, this team went to Fragadelphia, they swept the competition there. They went over to Laundersland as well, swept the competition there as well, and it kind of teaches them how to have the mentality of a favorite. And for that mentality to kind of waver, you've got to have a little bit of mechanics go your way, some duels go your way, and slow this thing down really quick. You got to be defensive with your utility, yes, but you've also got to kind of stick to your confident status. You are on a four match win streak. You got to put your money where your mouth is and start winning some duels. Of course, it's easier said than done. You've got some fantastic individuals on the other end, but it's got to be up to players like Flo, players like Arias, who have been finding a little bit of leeway to start out this 0-5 start.
Well, and I was even just thinking about what you were talking about with Laundersland, and I remember seeing, like, I think even NRG lost, like, 4 rounds or something, or, like, a combined, like, 12 rounds and across, like, 4 maps or something. Like, it was just, they were just bulldozing people. But, you know, the benefit of that whole thing, too, like, just kind of alluding what you said, is the fact that NRG are doing all these right things to go to lands, trying to do everything as a group, just building that cohesion. But Nitro gets a little bit over peaky now because Flo does actually start with the opening duel, which is something that we haven't been able to see yet from Ultra Iron. But an immediate trade back here from Hex, and now this is going to be a free A site. But the CTs are now making the rotates through. Utility available here too, Paladin, so this thing ain't out yet.
Yeah, this is one of those retakes you gotta go for if you're Ultra Iron. You gotta worry about the snake in the grass. Bro is there in mid-late to lurk once more. I know Flo is aware of it, and so is Clipzera. And there it is. Ah, that's the chance. Flo had to capitalize, but as he falls, now it's a one-prong assault. They know they're coming from the beach side, and now they can hunker down.
That's a good nade.
Know exactly where to fire off. Hex now up to bat. And he actually won't be able to support his teammate. George falls, and so does OC. Wait a minute. We gotta find a way back in, and now it's all up to Hex. He needs the triple, and he'll find it. Quad to end the round, and NRG, it was a little dicey there, but they still keep that clean sheet alive.
Yeah, you got to give it to Hex, man. Like, he's come a long, long, long way. And the fact that he's sitting in the 8-2 right now, he's had 2 clutch moments here for NRG to keep them essentially with the 6-0, right? The goose egg is still on the plate here for Ultra Iron, unfortunately, but it's really him that's been able to keep things alive. And that was a really good attempt on the retake from the CT side. I actually was quite surprised as well. I thought the positioning from NRG was looking quite phenomenal, but very, very close. But no cigar, but now back to the pistols once again. The MP9 here for Misha, so this is where Ultra Iron, they have some tough thinking to do because, again, they got the triple player at B, close to E-Box, and now they're hoping to see if they're going to be able to catch George, but he gets away with murder again, Paladin. Look at this. He just keeps playing the same track over and over.
Yeah, he keeps beating that smoke, and they've just got to be more aware that that's a possibility because I mean, he's done that, what, 4 or 5 times, and at this point, majority of those positions have netted him an opening kill. Of course, it's still going to be difficult to pull that man advantage back or man disadvantage back, considering the weaponry at hand. But NRG still keyed in on trying to take that A main control, but apprehensive, and they'd be right to consider that, considering how bottled up Ultra Iron are in E-Box. Once that smoke fades, it's going to be a bloodbath here on the B site.
Oh, and they just go for an absolute massacre, and unfortunately, all 4 of them to just fall, and it's a meat grinder. Misha's the only one that's able to find 1 kill. Not going to really matter too much. Adds a little bit of cash, sure, but now the loss bonus in full effect. This is getting real tough to watch here, and this is kind of what we were expecting, right? We thought NRG were going to be a pretty well-oiled machine. I wasn't thinking it would be this well-oiled, right? I thought there might have been a round or 2 or something like that, but, you know, even them just winning the pistol and kind of been just sending it since then. No ops here for the T side either. They're just going to go 5 rifles, which actually, I kind of like it personally. I think this is not a bad idea, but we'll have to see. And again, Flo does have the op ready to go. He has, like you said, kind of been the guy that's been able to find these kind of little bit of a quick duels, but we're going to need to see more quick.
Yeah, definitely. And I can tell that he's got the mechanics, but he does need to work a little bit more on the positioning. I need to see him at the right place at the right time. Still trained in on mid, looking for that extra entry to start things off, but to no avail right now. Being smoked off, being forced and cordoned off into some tough angles. Here comes that Molotov to dissuade him as well. He's going to have to burn and fall, tuck tail. George now to boot alongside his crew. And look at how much space is being given with all that utility. Talon is available for an off angle, but they can crawl up here and trade effectively split into that A side if their heart's desire.
Well, yeah, and even Flo's down to 37 HP, and he hasn't seen anybody. Like, he was posted up, and the molly and the nades, they're completely just stunting him right now. So he's lost more than half his HP. Now Talon in a really tough position because you have to be able to find a kill here. And now with him pressing forward like this is becoming even more problematic because if he can't find at least 1, that's going to happen. But can he find himself a little bit more? He can't escape it. Death will find him, and it's going to be Bro. So now Clipzera and his teammate going to push through E-Box. They know the jig is up. There's nothing happening at B, but they got to get moving here for the rotates. Misha comes up big with a double with the M4, and now finally we start to see some weights getting lifted here. A lot more for the Iron Club. They're able to find something, and they get themselves their first round.
Finally, an individual to get 2 instead of just 1 kill. I mean, the trades have been so effective for NRG, be it the post plan or be it the late round, but Misha getting 2 there is massive in terms of the scope of that round there. And the idea was set for NRG. They go 1-for-1 with the mid player, and you're thinking the split is easy, but they don't have a late A main player, and that comes back to haunt them. Alter Iron finally getting the right read of the situation. I was going to call a great round in terms of the mid-rounding where they just fall completely silent and force a player in middle to find some answers. And look at this. Confidence starting to flow now for Clipzera. Doesn't net himself in a kill, and now it's actually Operation Get the Hell Out of Dodge. And he's being defended, but... Okay, I said but he does actually find the kill, Clipzera. OC's there for the trade. But not a bad situation now for Alter Iron in the early round.
Oh, wow, and even OC gets caught. I thought he was going to maybe just get that timing. But now look at this. Misha's able to find even a trade. Looking to engage a little bit more. Now they're starting, like you said, to get this confidence. They're not so scared anymore. Something has really just flicked a switch for them getting this first round. And now they got themselves back again into the advantage situation. The AWP is still available here for Flow. Locked into middle. Onto camera now. Nitro just on the other side of this. And this is the thing. We need to either see Nitro or George be able to find an opener. And there you go. There you have it. Nitro. He finds the head of Flow. So now this opens things up even more. Now putting it into two different isolated duels. And you have to be able to see. Misha has to be able to stay alive. Wait for a rotate. Because you can see Arius slowly and surely coming for the flank.
Everybody's disconnected right now, trying to find any bit of information. Even the T's trying to tether up, trying to be available for these trades. But now Arius, he's made the right call. He's not gone A main, he's gone mid, but it's just too late. Finally, Nitro makes a move through camera, and the bomb can be safely planted. They've got to be aware about how fast Arius can be. And if he just keeps shift walking, he might be given a freebie of a kill. He knows that there's a player on site now. Surely it's all just a matter of timing at this point.
Oh, look at this. They're about to find each other, and even George, I think, spots it. There it is. Just, again, down to the millisecond of timing, and so now Misha has to come alive. Needs to be able to find this double kill, but both players are waiting. Nitro somehow survives. Gets caught in the head, but the helmet is going to save his life with 13 HP to spare, so NRG bounce back after their first round loss, but... Man, oh man, it's starting to look a little bit more competitive, and we're starting to see a little bit more of that fire here for Alter Iron.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're an advanced team, you're probably not going to have the deepest of strat books. You're still trying to learn how to play at this level. You got to really stick to your individuals and see if they can force some tough fights for NRG. Make them potentially make a wrong read or a wrong late round call and win rounds like those where you're in the 2v2s. But right now, the clutch factor isn't going their way, but maybe the aggression can, and Clipzera tries that same move twice, and this time he'll be punished. Hext will capitalize on a rocky spray, and here comes the commit, or at least the initial commit to this A-bomb site. They toss in a boatload of utility, but they'll find at Alter Iron that there's nobody home.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a fake, and I actually like this because they still have kind of like a 2-and-2 split, but you still have... I think that's Nitro. Yeah, Nitro's kind of already pushed himself through Temple, so he's going to be able to backstab this, surely. It's just a matter of time, and he has to be the first one to get the engagement. Oh, it's a bit of a labored spray. He's not able to get anything done, but now things are getting a little bit more interesting here. 2-on-1 into this site, and it's all just down to Arius. Needs to be, again, to be able to find a multi-kill. A strong position here with the MP9. This can definitely happen. Needs to swing! Gets at least the one, so now it's down to Bro, the new addition. The European talent, the Astralis player, the former Astralis player, to come into a clutch situation into the North American soil. 40 seconds remaining. The fake plant going to be done, but look at this. Maneuvering around the smoke. Just toying with his enemies. Alter Iron, they're just waiting on side of pizza. They're having a bit of a bite. Waiting for the main course of Bro, and he's just waiting as well. Everybody is just playing the patience game. And look at Bro, now he gets a one-on-one duel. Can he be able to find the second one? Yes, he will!
I mean, it's genius from Bro. He causes so much chaos in the communication for Alter Iron. He fake plants the bomb on the CT side of the map, completely cuts noise by going into long, suggesting to Alter Iron that as long as the time continues to rot, he's probably absconded to A. And trying to get a head start on it, they try gunning themselves over, trying to maneuver around that default plan. It's right into the open arms of Bro. As soon as that first kill comes in, it feels destined for Bro. A little labored on that second spray, but we don't even talk about that. It's the idea of him setting up that clutch that is so exciting. And that's the potency that you can get out of a player like him. being able to entry, clutch, lurk, all of the above. It really adds a new complexion to this NRG side, and you already see the fruits of the labor in full display right then and there.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And I mean, that's what we were kind of all saying about NRG, right? We were saying there was something missing for the roster, like somebody with a good rifle ability, just another, you know, flavor to the team that's just going to be able to add a little bit more. And I mean, yes, we do know that Ultra Iron are an advanced team that's made it here, but it's great to see his debut is already looking so strong. But we'll see if he can keep up that form. 15-4. And look at Ultra Iron, they're actually trying to get aggressive into B main, and it's a little bit of trades, but it actually will be the advantage here for the CT side. They will come out of this with only the cost of Clipzera. But now, this is where things get a little bit gross, and even George, look at him, he was trying to be a little bit sneaky around the smoke. And now, Ultra Iron, Paladin, things are looking good for them to maybe even find their second round.
Yeah, it's a good 2v4 to have teed up for Ultra Iron, or 4v2 rather. OC decided to scoot back on over. And Hex has actually got the A bomb site at this point. Trying to sell a little bit of a fake and really set up his teammate for success. He would have loved to get at least one kill there. OC actually pulls the trigger a little too quick for my liking, and yeah, he won't even get that first one. Misha quick on the trigger. Ultra Iron gathered themselves a very comfortable second. And it's all off the back of that B main aggression. They don't allow for bros antics on that B main side of things to extend out of control. And that's all off the back of Arius' double kill.
Yeah, again, I love that we're seeing, you know, Ultra Iron, the fact that they're just starting to, you know, push through B main, they're starting to, you know, be aggressive in A, like they are really just starting to put some pressure points on this, which I think is important because CT side can just be a disaster on this map, right? So the fact that they're trying to do things, and even Clipzera has pushed Canal so many different times, like, yeah, I mean, it's been essentially a 1-in-1 success, but it's been good. It's been nice to see, and now they're not starting to play a little bit timid. Now NRG, they're not going to be timid. They're just going to take bridge control once again. But you still have Misha, you still have other players to worry about. But again, they're just going to kick the damn door down.
Yeah, back your players. In this situation, trading like that is a very effective solution. It ruins all the complicated aspects of the round, but it confirms it nonetheless, and it's the final round of the half, so Ultra Iron can't save in this situation. They're trying to slowly box their way back into the A-bomb site. Arius on the flank, but Flo and Clipzera have got to dig OC out. They've seen this mid-lurk happen so many times before. Finally, they find their man. Arius finds one more, and now it's all onto George. Just 11 HP to his name, finds the first. He's got to clearly shape players off, and he finds both of them. George with the 1v3, ace to boot. 10 rounds for NRG on this T side.
Well, it looks like it's been a bit of a Bro-Vid-19 effect here from NRG because, man, oh man, they take it with a 10-2 moving into the second half of the first best of one here. Laz and Paladin to bring this action for you, and we'll see if Ultra Iron has got something in store for us on that T side because, man, oh man, Paladin, they're going to need the pistol round.
Oh, they're going to need that and a lot more. There's a lot to like about this NRG debut alongside Bro. And the ECL debut of George isn't too bad either. Now, the A execution on the cards here for Ultra Iron. And they've been given a lot of room here. It's only Hex to initially take the first contact. And they're going to drop the smoke, but these Drew Brothers really got to find something.
Yeah, even Hex, I was thinking the right idea, but just a little bit too late. And look at the Glocks. It's just all Glocks all over the kill feed. And yeah, they're going to get into this A site. Now things are looking a little worse for wear here for NRG, but OC might be able to have this backstab if he can find it, but he's already been exposed, and oh man, all down to Nitro now. Doesn't have a kit. This is not going to be easy, because again, he has 3 players to go against. He has the first one on Pillar, but then he has to worry about the double in A main, and now he's been spotted. This is not looking good here. NRG might not be able to find themselves a secondary pistol round unless Nitro can do the impossible. Misses that first engagement shot, and there it is. Ultra Iron, they're going to be able to start off this T side very well, but now, can they continue on and get themselves a couple more rounds?
Yeah, they're going to have to. And maybe in this round here, NRG will take it easy, but already seeing some force buys around the corner. Multiple MP9s in full effect. So Ultra Iron will have their hands full straight away. Nothing coming easy for them on the road back to those 10 rounds. We'll see what kind of mental fortitude this team has when under duress like this. They've been really turning a corner in terms of their results. But of course, when it comes to NRG, it was always going to be a tougher task. It's really a question of how much can they hang around this team right now. And they've got to pass this next test on the road to that redemption.
Yeah, and we kind of were seeing it, you know, in the end part or the end portion of the first half where Ultra Iron was really starting to look a lot more comfortable playing. So now even just finding this pistol round, maybe it's enough, right? Maybe it's going to be the boost of extra confidence they want. But we'll have to see because like you said, I mean, you still have to worry about NRG with these stacks. Oh, a perfect nade that's just going to pop over in the smoke and Clip Zera just eats Nitro alive. But it's just going to be the one kill. But at least now they're taking down the IGL. They got themselves on the 5-on-4 advantage. And you can see Ultra Iron, they're kind of rotating the bomb all the way through T-spawn. Now they're going to put the eye on the prize of this A site. But let's not forget, Paladin. There's 3 NRG players that are close by.
Yeah. They will be able to respond in kind, but they're just so worried about having lost mid that they're trying to re-clear this. Very similar to the previous round where they just don't have bodies on A.
Oh, this is
Finally, they are satisfied with what they've seen, and they're just going to completely gamble. 4 players here to greet what Ultra Iron is sending towards them, and it's going to be a straight car crash on A.
Yeah, they can't even back out of this. They have to commit to it with 15 seconds, and these pistols are starting to do some good work, but at least the rifles still pack a really good punch, but that was looking really, really scary because NRG, they had a perfect read on that, and it could have gone their way, but I think their positioning was just a little bit off because you could see that some of them are on the sidewall there, and not the easiest position to play, but nonetheless, not a bad effort, but at least Ultra Iron now can get themselves 4 on the board. AKs with the MP9 is going to be secured, and even NRG, again, minimal investment, looking like a flasher from Nitro, a Deeg, a P250, really not much is going to be spent here, but it doesn't really make sense for it, right? NRG should be kind of more on the conservative, and maybe they'll even try something a little bit different. It does look like 2 players at B, double player A main, with the flash of Nitro to pop them out. So that's going to be the most important thing to watch here momentarily. But even Talon, it's going to go deep here. George does find himself this one. A little bit of consolation prizes, but this thing's just kind of getting pulled pork sandwich and kind of just looking like Ultra Iron. They're going to be able to find themselves potentially this 5th here pretty quickly.
Yeah, they'd like to collect some of those guns that are sitting outside B main, but to no avail. They're now being crunched from Misha in the E-box as well. And now George is going to have to go searching ahead of all of that finds 2 bodies, but can't pull the trigger. He's found the 3rd one as well. They know where everybody is, but George has fallen. It's just Nitro on this USP. He finds himself a dink, but that's all she wrote. Ultra Iron continue to cut down this lead. Now 5 the difference between the 2 squads. And NRG will finally get themselves guns out. NRG, or OC rather, will finally get his AWP out as well. And I'm really curious to see how he fares under this new look NRG. Being called into question here and there with kind of his pedigree. So I'm hoping that he can kind of provide something here on this defense.
Yeah, I feel like I was always his biggest critic. Like, I always just felt like, look, we need to see something different from OC. You know, this team is definitely going to have to be like him reinventing himself and finding, you know, better work with the op. But we'll see. We're going to be able to find out maybe with a new composition of players here that might change things. But he's not even needed right now. It doesn't even matter. He's taking a lot of damage, but his teammates are going to be able to find these kills. And Ultra Iron, in kind of these awkward fights as well, I mean, they were kind of engagements that they weren't able to really get that instant trade either. So NRG, again, they kind of just get away with everything. Like, they get like a little bit of damage against them, but all 5 players are going to stay alive. They're really in power position right now because they can kind of just really tuck tail on the defense if they want to. And this just makes it even worse for Ultra Iron because they have so much work that they have to do. They have lots of utility available still, luckily, but Arius does have to be able to find something. Nade's now going to get exposed into B main. But look at how NRG have played this setup here, Paladin. It's a 2-2-1.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, playing the trade game is of the utmost priority for NRG, and for Ultra Iron, they're going to have to go one step beyond. They're going to have to find a 2-for-1, or perhaps an undermanned site, but right now, I mean, you've got George and Bro on this B bomb side who have done so much good work across this map, and now they're just going to go full contact. You got a 3rd player that's rotated in, but look at Misha go, and look at Arius. The entries are sublime. They go completely dry, and NRG find nothing. Maybe Ultra Iron got a little something to give here, Laz.
Yeah, things are starting to really turn the tides here a little bit. I thought NRG would have been able to maybe take this flawlessly, but really now we're starting to see Ultra Iron, you know, the advanced team, the underdogs in this situation, they are really starting to have a bit of a bite on this. And this is kind of making NRG, makes me wonder if NRG are going to want to call the timeout here pretty soon just to clean things up a little bit. Because I was thinking this gun round was looking so good for them with the first opening duels. They had the 5-on-3, and then since then they weren't able to find anything. Like, Arius is down to what, 2 HP, sure, but this is getting interesting now, Paladin.
It's a 5v3 and 3 players on the B bomb site to deal with the hit, and nobody finds anything. That's a nice parting kill for OC, but the damage is already done. Ultra Iron now again crawling back into this game, making it a 4-round deficit. They've got to play around that sniper rifle now, considering they've got no funds to support it. And we'll see what an aggressive OC may look like here. Was looking for that E-box fight early in the last round, and this time he might have to take it. Maybe even a B main fight as well. Cards are definitely on the table for him. It's a solid nade to start things off. Flow down to 49 HP. But OC's not really that stalwart for an opening kill here. Oh, there we go. A boost actually over the top of that B main lurk smoke, and they get the 5v4 straight away.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they needed. Like you said, it was all on OC here. He's in the driver's seat. He has to be able to find something. So thankfully he's able to get that boost, get things started a little bit. Hex is just on the other side of the smoke. Oh man. Oh my god, Hex! Oh, he's able to find that double. And he's looking for more, and he picks up an AK. He's slaughtering them. He is single-handedly just taking this round away with a quad kill. Hex once again. He wants to be on the kill feed, and he wants another highlight reel.
Feels a little bit of jumping the gun there from Ultra Iron. They had the right idea to end in A, but walking straight through a smoke, that's where the difference between advance and relegation comes in. And ECL comes in. I mean, you're going to have a much harder time to just break through and trade in when you've got superior anchors like Hext and Bro on either sides of the map. And even with just a 5-7, he makes that puppy sing. And now, all that hard work, all that good effort to pull this one back, the wind has just been completely ripped out of the sails. And NRG now 2 rounds away to just close this debut off in style.
Yeah, it's a really good note you bring up, right? Like we talked about, for relegation and stuff like that for Ultra Iron. It's like it's a huge accomplishment to be able to get to this stage and to play in ECL and things like that. But this is for them. I think, I wonder what their mindset was going into this game, realizing, look, we're the less experienced team. Let's just see what we can do. Let's play our game and our game only. And they've been able to bounce back. I mean, we're still talking about 11-6 half, or 11-6 game, I should say. Sorry, but it ain't over yet. But we'll have to see what they got in store. And Nitro, oh, he gets overwhelmed. And I thought maybe he would have been able to at least find himself that one kill, but no. Ultra Iron now start things off with the opening engagement once again. But how well can NRG reply back to this? Double op's going to be Bro here equipped with the big green. We haven't been able to see that yet from him yet in NRG. But you can see Ultra Iron, they're trying everything in their power to go through camera. Shots being missed from OC. That's going to be two strikes, but he's still into the playing game. But now he's just getting overwhelmed, and Ultra Iron finally get into this site.
I think he got a save at this point, but Bro's kind of in too deep. He's caught between a couple of Molotovs, but he still hits the flick. They're thinking about this. They're really considering it at this point now that they've got that little bit of an opening. Bro's going to continue to slink around trying to find something. He's spotted a barrel, George, and now he spotted a leg. Finally, he finds the kill, and Bro finds another. How in God's name of NRG slink their way back into that one? I can't tell you. Ultra Iron will be sent reeling, and surely at this point, as far as Anubis is concerned, they'll be sent packing.
Yeah, that was really, really nice work from NRG. The fact that, like, in that kind of positioning, like you said, you could spot the barrel. You knew exactly where the one player was, but I don't know how they got away with that. The fact they were able to take down the site player like that without getting traded, that's just one of those things where NRG, the stars aligned pretty nicely. But now they're on match point here for the best of one. And just for anybody that's not aware, there is another best of one after this, just in case you've forgotten. We're here for you. We want to give you support, but this could be all over here for Anubis. And then moving things over to the secondary, and look at the guns here, Paladin. This is not a position you want to be in with 1 AK, Deegs and Mac 10s and things like that. Like, it is just not the best composition of weapons here to get yourself in round 19.
They're considering this faster B split. There's only 2 players here. Finally, a third person rotates in, but they're going to go straight through the smoke, right into Bro's waiting arms, and now he's teed up for a couple, but he only finds the one. It's all up to the captain in the back of the site. He finds another dink, but he stalled just long enough for OC to make it to the scene of the crime. Misha now in the 1v2. Doesn't have a gun to pick up just yet. He'll try to get this bomb down. He fakes it out, but that's just given enough time for Hex to come in with the rotation. The backstab is there, and NRG closed 13-6. It's Ultra Iron's veto, but at the end of the day, it reads NRG every single day of the week. It's as easy as you'd like. Sure, there's a little bit of hiccups here, but that new roster smell, Laz, it smells damn good.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, look, it was looking really, really good for NRG. They had themselves a magnificent start here. But, I got to, again, give a little bit of kudos here for Ultra Iron. Again, like, this was a tough matchup for them. Their debut into ECL. You're playing arguably probably one of the top 2 teams in ECL. So, not the most fun kind of situation to go into. But I really do think we got to see a little bit of life from them at moments, which I think was important. But, again, like you said, there was a lot of eyes on NRG. And it definitely delivered. And again, Bro looking like he's already fit into this team very quickly.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see his development. They're giving him actually a lot of space to kind of do what he wants. You're seeing these extremity players in terms of the lurking on the T side, but I kind of saw him floating around a lot in terms of like mid plays, in terms of how he wanted to rotate a little bit more. And if they want to give those responsibilities to him and he can rise up to that occasion, then by all means go for it. I've never seen him double op before previously, but the couple of rounds that we did see him with those double sticks, it looked pretty solid. So a lot of things to watch this space for moving forward against stiffer competition. But for right now, what's not to love? This is the exciting type of matchup that you want to really kind of put the wind in your sails if you're an NRG fan back home.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think just adds a little bit more for NRG just to see how much more they can elevate their game and how much more they're going to be such a you know, a fierce competitor here for ECL. I mean, look, these two teams do get to play each other, like I said, once again in another best of one here that's going to be following this map. So Ultra Iron, I mean, they can just kind of take this off the shoulder, see what they can do for the secondary map. But I think for NRG, you know, it's another day in the office, you know, pretty easy peasy. A 13-6 is not too bad, all things considered. And the fact that they were able to go, what was it, like 8-0 at one point, I'm pretty sure, before they even lost it. But look, we're going to have to wait because things are going to get a little bit of a stall here as we get ready for that secondary best of one. So grab whatever you need, a snack, a drink, anything you need to get hyped for this NRG Ultra Iron game, and we'll see you in just a little bit.
Keys from off the counter, commuting to the city, gonna take another hour. Man, I hate trading time for a way. At least I got a home and a job that pays.
Think you've seen it all? With Faceit Watch's Point of View Selector, you can experience the game from any pro's perspective. Use the multi-view feature and customize the stream with up to 4 angles. Control what points you see while earning rewards. Drops are activated and lucky winners will receive Faceit points. And if you ever miss a match, VODs are now available. Get instant access to demos with multiple POVs and commentary. Watch it, control it, Faceit.
And find I retain that I left my distractions behind. I will be in the meantime, I'll blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Fading from color, reaching to find where I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine. Why sit around and waste the time? Stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you. Ooh, feel like something new. Yeah. Got my senses here on overload. All my body is for you to hold. Ooh, ooh, ooh. something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil, let him let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal, I never lose. I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil, let him let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal, I never lose. I'm bulletproof.
Well, what do we have here? Another best of one here with NRG and Alter Iron. Laz and Paladin to bring you through onto Dust 2 now, where things might be a little bit more interesting on a map like this here, Paladin, and I gotta get your thoughts because I don't know if I love this map going this way, to be honest.
Yeah, NRG are now vetoing into this one. There's not much data on Alter Iron, all things considered, on Dust 2, but for me, I honestly thought the way that they were handling the Anubis T side, I think their style might actually suit a map like Dust 2 fairly well. So I'll be curious to see how they go about this map. I think for NRG, they've been trying to adopt this map in waves. there was this time that they were trying to utilize it to qualify for the RMR, and it actually ended up becoming their Achilles heel and the reason why they failed to qualify to the RMR, all things said. So I think it'll be curious to see how Bro adds in an extra dimension to this side on this map specifically, and of course what George has on offer as well. They're flawless so far in this season, but of course they haven't really played against any meaningful competition just yet. So I'll be curious to see how it goes about against Alter Iron today.
Yeah, and I feel like with a map like this, like for Dust 2, you know, I mean, I actually like having it back in the pool. I know there's been a lot of like, you know, comments and controversy around that and people saying like they don't like it, but you know, I think it does kind of bring back that, you know, old like nostalgia of a good map and things like that. But I think for me, like NRG, just knowing the firepower that they have on this team, I mean, I feel like that alone is already going to be so many leaps and bounds above here for Alter Iron. But look, I'm happy to be proven wrong. But I just feel like from what we saw in Anubis and like kind of transitioning that over to this, like I feel like Alter Iron, they're going to have a bit of a devastation here. I feel like just because it's not going to be an easy cake to have.
Well, all I'll say is I'm very sad that NRG decided to go Dust 2 because Train was right there.
I was thinking that too.
It was the last ban in the veto, and they decided to send it to Dust 2. That I won't forgive them.
I know.
Come on now.
We're feeling good about Train. You liking the addition of Train?
So, you know, initially I was very skeptical about it, but watching it at the Blast Bounty was very exciting. I watched through the Falcons Ents game maybe 4 different times for a video that I'm trying to work on, and honestly, the more that I've watched that one demo, the more I realize that there's some really cool aspects about it that contain the original Train, and also some really cool like CS2 versions of it. I think there's still a little bit that it needs to be done, a couple of fixes here and there, but I think it's actually way less changes than I thought. It's a little bit of a ramble, but I'm just very excited to see it in the pool. It's way better than Vertigo. I'll tell you that much for free. So I'm excited to see that in the pool, and hopefully we'll get to see it here in ECL as well in the near future.
That's and that's one of the things I was actually kind of hoping for is a lot of the, you know, the teams that have made it to ECL, you know, like I think there's a lot of like the lesser known teams, we'll just say it in the best way possible, but you know, they're trying to, you know, kind of get themselves some wins here and there on the best of ones. I'm kind of expecting more as the season goes on is that we'll see a lot of Train, just because I think a lot of these teams can, you know, really abuse a new map like that. You can find some really good gimmicks and some good setups. We have only gotten a couple maps officially in tournaments where, like you said, there's a couple, you know, tapes of it, but there's still so much that you can find with a new map, right? And like you said, I couldn't agree with you more. I absolutely hated Vertigo, so anything could have been better than that. But I do hope we get more Train as well. I was kind of thinking, you know, Alter Iron, maybe we're going to try for that. I thought maybe them just being that, you know, less experienced team in comparison to NRG, they were going to try that. Obviously, it looked like it got to that point almost, but too bad. But you know what? We'll eventually get there.
I have been noticing that the teams that have been trying to do that, at least at a tier 1 level, have been doing it purely in terms of like an underdog pick, but don't actually have any strategy on that map, which I think it's tougher to do when it's a map like Dust 2 or Vertigo, where there's some set strategies and you can kind of figure it out as you go, but you can't do that with Train. But anyways, Train isn't here. We've got Dust 2 ready for you. And we'll see what Alter Iron can do. Can they snag a map away from the second place team of last season? It starts off well for them and Misha finds an entry. But OC is going to start fighting for himself as well. He goes down after a couple of dinks. 5v3 for Alter Iron to start things off. Looks peachy keen, but Bro's spamming through the smoke as well.
Yeah, you got to welcome for Bro here to get something done. But now players are starting to fall apart. But Hex does get himself at least something. But now Bro's trying to get right onto the heels with the dualies. Oh, man. And he just gets eradicated. Amisha now gets the big triple kill to end the round here. So another pistol round going to come through. So they're actually sitting in a good position. You know, when we combine the first best of one to here, it actually is Alter Iron that have now put themselves in a 2-1 in terms of the pistol rounds. So this is a really good stat for them and a good opportunity for them to potentially build up some rounds.
Yeah, got to build somewhere. And this is a good starting point. One more force buy for NRG, though. Double scouts between OC and Bro. They're really trying to push these double scopes. I'm curious to see how that fares in the long term.
I like it.
Potency for the scouts on this map specifically is very powerful. And they've actually put them both in the same place. One of them falls early. And And the other is now smoked off. George is still up close and personal here. How aware is Misha on these close range angles? Very, very aware is the answer. And he's going to go searching in through upper to try and clear that position as well. But Hex is caught between the pillar. No way Misha can spot this now. Sight lines behind him. And Hex will snag away an AK-47. Clipzera cannot avenge his fallen comrade. But all these charades don't really matter, right, Laz? I mean, at this point, the A-bomb set has fallen. And it's all just consolation prizes for NRG.
Yeah, it really is. Just trying to pick up some guns, just trying to get themselves anything. But, I mean, if they can even keep Hex alive, I mean, they could even try to attempt something here. They don't have a kit, though. I mean, that's going to be the problem, is they essentially have to make a play now, right? And you can see Ultra Iron, they got the double player on catwalk. So this is going to isolate Bro. He's the one player that's sitting here with the scout. Not the best weapon unless he can hit a headshot. But now he's been spotted. His head's going to get bopped. And now Hex and Nitro, they're going to get the heck out of here. But honestly, keeping that armor, keeping the AK, this is going to be a really good round for them in the secondary. But again, it got a little bit dicey at moments here for Ultra Iron. But at the same token, not a bad way for them to get themselves a second. Still being able to preserve, you know, the Galil and the AK and that armor purchase as well. So this is all good things. And even with the money situation for NRG, it's not looking good. So that's what I was kind of saying about the pistol round being gained from Ultra Iron, is that this is really gained a good opportunity finding that first and second. And we'll just see how many more they can stack up for themselves.
Yeah, honestly, great split second decision there from Ultra Iron to maneuver back to the A-bomb site once all those lower shenanigans were happening. Worked out splendidly in the long run. And now Hex wants to get himself involved straight away in middle. Scout shot missed, and he immediately tries to clear up that void in the lower tunnels. Tries to have a little bit of impact there early. Nitro with this Mac 10. Has he been spotted? Not necessarily. He's found himself one early, but as he tries to get a little greedy for that gun, he gets traded out tit for tat from Talon.
Yeah, and again, Hex being kind of in a power position here with the sole rifle here for the CT side, and he's in lower B, so they've really cleared things off. But so they have a really good inkling that, look, Ultra Iron is nowhere to be seen around, you know, mid or even towards B. So now they can kind of put these three players in the stack of the A side. But Ultra Iron are still kind of posted up here. Now the nades are starting to finally come through. The execute's going to be done. Bro's trying his best just to stop this. Look at the swing. Oh my god. Oh man, I was thinking, surely not, bro. We're not doing this right now, are we? But he stays alive. Arius does get that opener. And there we go, just cleaning it all up. And now Hex, a tough task at hand here. He's close into the site, but he can only find the one kill. And now George, I think it's a matter of time here before he falls to his death. And there it is. Ultra Iron gonna be starting things off with a 3-0. But now we're into this gun round, and this is where things get interesting.
Yeah, now it'll test how really efficient Ultra Iron's trading is, because so far, again, I liked what I saw in Anubis in terms of the style and trying to bring that over here onto Dust 2. And initially, the results have definitely been there. Now, what can they do in the mid-round against a team like NRG once they've got guns out is the real question. I'm still trying to find that token player to really keep my eyes on for Ultra Iron. I think Flo has had a couple of moments here and there. Misha as well. Arias had a couple of aggressive plays that were really cool, but I still think that we're trying to figure this team out as far as the series goes.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think, you know, and I agree with you. I think Misha was kind of one of those players, from my review, is like, I think statistically probably like slightly the best player, but I haven't really been sold on it yet. Like, I think there's still kind of this potential for, you know, the one or two players that really could pop off. But again, the fact that they're sitting in a 3-0 is not a bad feat at all. And this is what we were kind of talking about for this team, is an advanced team that made it through relegation and now really going against a heavy dog. You know, they looked a bit scared in the beginning, a bit on a leash, but now they're starting to look a lot more confident what they're doing. So NRG now going to have to buckle up a little bit better. But OC with the op once more. He's just going to be on the back of Cat here, just playing very passive as he would. Ultra Iron now getting the smokes and flashes ready to go for the mid-crunch potentially. Bombs on the outskirts of B here, Paladin. So again, no decision has really been a concrete decision yet.
No, not at all. Just poking and prodding right now are Ultra Iron, but they've gotten themselves short control. They've figured out that upper is still not completely clear, so they've got a very good understanding of the map right now. They've got a couple of decisions that they've got to make now, though. Is it an end in terms of mid to B, or is it a short exit? The former would lead them to their doom. The latter would maybe find a solution, but 35 seconds left on the clock. They've got to start making some concrete plans. And sure, you've got a little bit of damage on an OC, but 30 seconds. We've got to get a move on.
Yeah, this is a really weird executing. Look at Nitro. Oh my god, they don't clear him. Oh, they do not clear him. How does he get in that kind of a position? Houdini. They just went right by him. They did a pop flash back turned, and he was able to just disappear. It's magic. And now Ultra Iron, they were looking so good, and I was talking about confidence, but they start to overthink this, and they have to save. They ran the clock way too low, and it's only been one death for NRG, and that's the thing. You and I have, talked about this a million times in previous seasons, is that, teams that just kind of run the clock so low, I'll just never understand it.
Yeah, I think that flash play was fine. I think it comes down to just fundamentals, right? You've got all the time in the world once that flash pops to clear every corner. And unfortunately, they don't. Nitro capitalizes on the youngsters and nabs NRG there first. But still, good idea. I mean, the way they're reading the map is still solid. And the fundamentals at a macro level still look pretty solid. So, of course, NRG, they capitalize on a young mistake, but don't write Ultra Iron off just yet. They're seeing the game pretty well right now.
Yeah, we're going to be able to see, hopefully, for Ultra Iron, if they're going to be able to pick up the pace just a little bit more, right? Just to feel a little bit more of a decision-making, not getting in their own heads. But again, you got a double player on NRG stack on long, and Nitro's already in a strong position. The fact that he's in pit, now they can just put way more focus onto catwalk and even CT spawn. And you can see Ultra Iron. They're looking like they want to go for a bit of a 2-2 split on this, and Nitro does actually get that lurk kill of Clip Zero, so this is already good because now Nitro, if he chooses to, he's going to push through this, and he's going to get all the information in the world. And now NRG, the jig's up. They got a full read on this.
Yeah, but they have no idea how fast these mid players are. They've got no early alarm warning system. They're going to try to have to fight from both ends, and they've shiplocked all the way through. Sure, bro, and Hex gets two, but they've still got the bomb side, and they've at least a chance at a clutch, but that makes things a little bit more difficult. George catches the player on the cross, tags up Talon as well. George will go charging through, and now he'll just get whittled down, Talon. It's a good attempt from Ultra Iron. Again, solid read there, getting themselves the mid to B, but unfortunately for them, the Tons prong doesn't get anything, not even one kill, and that kind of ruins the entire plan that Ultra Iron had up their sleeve, and it kind of just falls right on their face.
Yeah, it really does. And now, I mean, even in a tough position here, because again, the utility, or the money, I'm going to say, sorry, is going to be quite low here. Dooley's going to be purchased. Just, yeah, the pistols, just trying to see what they can work with. A good smoke going to be thrown from NRG that's going to land into long door. So that's just going to be, again, just not allowing any sort of room. And even, oh man, even Bro, he's getting a little hungry. He's been a little bit bored, I guess. And he's now trying to get himself a couple more kills. And looking like he's going to find himself at least a double. So yeah, he's starting to eat. A good nade as well. Yeah, this is just falling apart. Nothing here for Ultra Iron at all. Now their backs are really on the board. An easy cleanup here for NRG, or should be. And now all down to Flow and a 1-on-5. And yeah, not meant to be here, Baladin.
No, not in this one here. And now you're starting to have Bro get a little bit antsy. Been stuck on that B bomb side, trying to lock it down there. And now you're starting to see him get a little bit more aggressive. I don't necessarily know what his position is completely just yet. You'd consider him potentially to be that long player, but Nitro's been taking care of that instead. So curious to see how these setups really work. Doesn't really feel like everything's set in stone, and OC actually catches a player in through those mid doors and instantly gets a boon to start off round number 7 and opening 5v4 straight away.
Yeah, I love this. And now we're starting to see NRG really kind of getting themselves back into regular form here. OC, you know, getting himself these opening duels with the op is so important. A deep flash that actually doesn't really do anything at all. I mean, and again, Nitro, he's going to be able to have a free, easy kill. Nice little bit of an off angle. But I like the attempt here from Ultra Iron, like the fact that they're trying to re-aggress for map control, but it just feels like a little too late at some points here. And now, with down to the 3 players remaining, again, you have the deep player, Misha, here on the cap, but with a smoke and Molotov available, you're not really going to be able to have that full exec to cover off Cat and kind of, you know, isolate OC, but might be able to land a shot maybe, because you can see OC's kind of playing just on ramp now, getting himself back into elevator. But they got to get moving, and Bro, he's already spotted it. Oh my god, and he takes the Opera away as well. Bro is just hunting right now.
And now he's reading the fade as well. Clipzera trying to go toe-to-toe, but eventually just going to have to give his position up. A little bit of chip damage across 2 players, but 30 seconds left. You just got to call a save, or at least make a move and try to die after time, or die before time, rather. I think they'll just molly themselves off and try to hole up and wait. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, I guess they're sending it. 14 seconds left on the clock, and here we go. OC on the sight line trying to read this. Okay, yeah. Never mind. They feign a cat execute, and they don't actually go off the back of it. I don't mind this. They should be able to hold on to these guns. Oh, no, but they've been figured out now. They've got to fight tooth and nail to keep their guns. Clipzera and Misha, just scrape through.
Yeah, I mean, the fact they're able to keep these guns it's something, right? They're going to take anything they can. And yeah, NRG, like, kind of giving some bodies away. But again, the cash is just flowing for these guys. So, you know what? In my perspective, no harm, no foul. It's going to be fine. But, you know, here for round 8, they still got the op available. They got the AK here. OC, just easy picking. Low-hanging fruit. Look at him. Now he's even looking for another one. I don't know. Ooh, he actually just missed the shoulder. I was thinking maybe he was going to get a tag. Good molly. Going to slow things down here. That's Bro. Going to be able to help him out, slowing down this aggression. We're starting to see Ultra Iron really picking up a little bit more of this pace, but the bomb is still in T-spawn. So again, I think they were just looking for a quick pick just to do something, and now they're just feeding OC.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like they've collapsed in a lot of ways mentally. The defaults have gone out the window. You've got a player running down suicide with no nades. And sure, you pull one back with Arias, but Bro's got a prime trade right on his plate, and he'll capitalize on it fully. Arias does get out middle, but he'll be capitalized upon by Bro once more. And just Talon left with this measly scout. 55 seconds left on the clock. C4 on his back, but no real room to maneuver around the map. He's going to have to hit some blinders, and he's got a little bit of an opening here if he can hit the headshot on the Hex, but that's a very big if. Here comes the flash. Here comes the swing. There's another flash just for crossing the T's and dotting the I's, and Bro will end it with the sniper that he collects from his dead teammate. NRG 5 the good now.
Ooh-wee. Yeah, now this is, again, where, you know, we haven't really seen much of a timeout being utilized, I guess, from anybody, but I was thinking Ultra Iron, I was kind of thinking they would have gone for it. Maybe in this round, just to, again, use that for the following, for round number 10, but, I mean, they're still pressing on. They're still just keeping things moving, so they're not going to do it at all, but, they look like they're going to commit to, this looks like it might even be a mid-swing here. I was thinking maybe the old long A rush, maybe, but Tech9 just going to get tapped away here, and look at OC. He's stacked here with George, but the both of them find one each, and George goes to his death, and now OC, we get to see maybe a little bit of something here. Finally get that op a little bit more activated. OC, oh my, hang on, Talon now has made things a bit more interesting.
They try to faff around with their utility, but it gets punished by Talon, but no matter. Even if the only 2 players are kept alive for NRG, they've won 6 in a row now. So their cash is definitely making a splash at this point. So if eco does not work out, the pace change also unsuccessful. And Ultra Iron will get guns out once more, but I don't know. I'd like a little bit more of that traditional defaulting. It was providing some successes in terms of how close these rounds were getting, but I guess the kind of end result of them has kind of pushed them away from the idea. But now they're just gonna try for some good old-fashioned grouping and seeing if they can trade instead. I don't mind this idea, but it's gonna be a tough one.
Tough position for Nitro. Oh man, he was almost able to find. I thought he would have done a little bit more damage to Arius, but it sounded pretty good. I think it was on the corner of the wall, but regardless, at least, you know, for Ultra Iron, I mean, they're able to get that 1-on-1 trade right away, but we're going to need to see a little bit more now. Now reconvening themselves, they have that pick control. Now they can kind of pull back on this if they choose to, but instead, they're going to actually commit potentially for the long A hit. They're going to take this as a full unit. That's what they want to go for. Do this as a brute force, not a bad idea. Look at NRG, they have the full Reed Paladin. These guys are chapters ahead of them right now.
Yeah, Hex completely clearing out the upper tunnels allows for this triple gamble to come through, and you might even have a late lurk if you want from Hex. Oh, the little wallbang is good, but it does negligible damage. It's time to scale. They've got to go full grayscale with 30 seconds left on the clock. The flash is good, but the shots from Ultra Iron are better. Arius and Clip Zero find themselves too. They know there's a third player on the site, and he falls as well. Bro will find nothing. And it's all up to that measly B player of Hexman. He can't do anything. And this one, Ultra Iron strike back with a fourth.
Not bad at all. I was thinking maybe this was not going to be the best positioning. Just again, we saw this on Anubis, right? We saw that NRG in a position where they had a really good read. They had the good stack going into the site. But somehow, in some way, they don't land the shots. They can't really make the connections, and it all kind of just backfires against them. Like, now we see here on Dust 2, but I do love that Ultra Iron, they were able to get themselves back into this, and this is only, getting to be a closer affair. Like, this is a 2-round differential after this, so this is where, I mean, money's still looking pretty good for NRG, but Ultra Iron, I mean, could be a world where we maybe do see this tie game scenario, which, is already going to be a really good scoreline, for a team like this, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, a team that was definitely kind of mentally spiraling there from some of the strategy that I was seeing, but nothing like a good old-fashioned long crawl to kind of break that deadlock. Kind of back your players, simplify the strategy a little bit more, and everything kind of comes up the T side there. Now that they've gotten around to break the streak that was developing from NRG, how do they build on that? How do they try to equalize this half at sixes once all is said and done? Slow it down a little bit more here. And no initial gambits to speak of. You got Flo actually on an aggressive stance in the upper tunnels, but can he actually find anything is another question. It's actually Talon to open things up first. The sniper of NRG to fall alongside it.
Yeah, I don't know if I love this too. Like, I mean, OC's just kind of playing by himself. Like, where before we saw it was him and George kind of playing the really good buddy system. Like, I understand that George was boosting him, but there's nobody there to help him with the trade. So now, essentially, OC missing that shot. It's a missed opportunity. Now he's dead. So now this gives the advantage in terms of the manpower for Ultra Iron. And this is not a good situation right now for NRG. So they've actually vacated the B site. They have both Hex and Bro just on the outskirts of it. So they put all their attention into mid, expecting there to maybe be some kind of a mid crunch, maybe for the split. Now going to reconvene for this long A control. Nitro for maybe the swing, but the Paul Flash catches him as well. Now he's going to just try to re-aggress onto this. He self-flashes, but look at these AKs. They're giving fresh haircuts right now against NRG. And this might have to be a save attempt here, unless we can see Bro or Hex being able to find themselves a multi-kill to making this more of a question, but it looks like no. They're going to throw the white flag. They're done. They're going to save this for the last round.
Yeah, they'll have a buy in the following, but unfortunately, that one pop flash basically dooms the round. If he isn't flashed there, maybe he can get one. If he gets a second, this round absolutely on. Considering one half of the split would be cut away, but not to be. That's where the captain gets overrun. Ultra Iron storm back into this half. Bring it back to 5. And now onus is kind of on NRG to start bucking up under pressure, because it does feel like this map is kind of slipping away from them. I'd argue Ultra Iron is playing the better CS overall.
I would too. Yeah, no, I definitely would agree with you. I do think they're actually, for the most part, is playing the better CS. I think we've seen a couple of those inexperienced rounds and decision making that had again gone against them, but I do think overall they are playing the more structured CS, and they seem to be really utilizing their game plan a lot better, even with no timeout. Like that's, to me, that's kind of almost interesting as well. Like the on the fly call going, do this instead. This is what NRG are doing. Let's expose it, and they're doing a great job of that.
What's the plan now for NRG? You're getting OC a lot more involved in these opening picks, sure, but right now, Alter Iron are getting a lot of map control seemingly for free. I feel like they've been getting up short quite a bit. And the way NRG were able to storm back out of this game was retaining short control. Right now, it's just OC on a sightline that can be easily flashed off. Alter Iron just keen on playing a little bit slower. Nitro close up to the long doors. All these players in stances to go one and done, but not being given the chance to fire off a bullet just yet. Wide swing coming out from Misha. Hex gets his bell rung, but Bro is there to help save his bacon. 5v4 for NRG.
Yeah, thank God for Bro. I mean, Hex would have been a dead man. I mean, you could already see he was caught with the wide swing down to 13, so now, again, this is a situation where NRG, they win a duel, the opening duel, let's say, sure, but we've seen them falling apart pretty quickly in despite in these positions. So now for Alter Iron, they're going to try to, again, go back for the cap play. They got the smokes ready to go. They actually could block off for OC, really just making this op not being able to find any sort of, visibility. Oh, and they're actually even going to double stack as well. They're going to try to see if they're going to be able to find a pick potentially. Talon spots the shadow, but Bro, that European talent, doing one a little bit better. OC missing the one shot. Finally gets himself a little bit more of a dinger, but needs to find more. Needs to be able to stop something, but he misses. Thank goodness for the rest of NRG. They're able to bring things back to a 7-5, and we're going to take that quick break. All right, well, we're not on train, but we're definitely on dust too, and the first half has gone in favor for NRG, but boy, oh boy, it's been more of a head scratcher, I think, because NRG have not really looked like their top form, but maybe, just maybe, things can change here on the T side. Laz and Paladin to see if that's going to even be the case.
Let's see what NRG can do now. Ultra Iron have done a fairly good job at hanging around in this game. And they're already keeping up the aggression here on the CT side, flashing through at the top of middle, but they've been spotted and a dink to boot. The long scale will come through. That smoke should be deployed into the middle of long, but they swing right before it plumes and Flo finds his man.
Oh man, and even now the USPs are starting to make some good connections. So, okay, OC, there we go, finally. There we go, OC. Go off, King. Just find more heads. Get these kills. 5 bullets. Why not? It's going to be Hex that's able to find himself on the catwalk. OC gets it with a nice 1-2 Taparino, but whoo-wee, slick round from some of the veterans here of NRG to get things done on the opening pistol. Now things are dead even on those pistol rounds, and that was something I was critiquing NRG for.
Well, you talked about the potency of NRG on this map in the pre-show, and when you think about the individual prowess of them, and that's that round right there. You know, the strategy, it's simple, but it still has some errors in it. But errors be damned. They've still got some stellar killers on their team. And it still nets them that 8th round. No force buy from Alter Iron. They're playing conservative here, and I don't mind that one bit, Laz. Trying to make sure that this round score doesn't get out of control. And try to stay competitive and have a puncher's chance at clawing this game back.
Yeah, definitely already looking so much better. And honestly, you know, talking about so much better is, like, even the fact of OC. Like, I mean, there's been a couple, you know, questionable op plays and not really hitting shots, but, I mean, his scoreline is definitely showing that he's still a fragging machine. And now, bro, he has to be a bit of a fragging machine, because look at him, he's just getting overwhelmed with bodies, but who other than Captain America to help him out? And there we go. Nobody going to drop, so they keep all 5 players alive, adding even more coin to the pocket, which will be nice with those Mac 10 kills. But now what do we see here for round number 15? Because this is going to be the first official gun round from Alter Iron. Do they do something out the gate here, Paladin? Do we kind of see them, like, really risk it all? Or do we kind of just see that maybe conservative play?
You'll probably have some gimmick play across the map, like a short boost or maybe some upper aggression, lower aggression. At least if I'm Alter Iron, that's what I'd want to utilize. I'd want to have some sort of early information or a chance at a 5v4. But they're not going to do it. They're just going to lean 3 players long, and at least they'll get that control early. But it's a B play. All the information is going to come too late. George has found his entry. And sure, he gets spammed out, but the damage is already done. Hex is already there to pounce from the middle doors. And sure, we go tit for tat, but a 3v3 retake on the B bomb site, Laz, that's one of the hardest retakes to pull off.
It really is. I feel like this and Inferno are kind of those maps where you don't like being on those retake scenarios, especially there for Flo. He had an inkling. He's like, look, I know somebody's close on by, but it's OC. And he's getting that lurk kill. So yeah, the CTs, they gotta retreat. And honestly, I don't blame them, because they only had 1 PC utility with Flo dying. Flo was the other player that had a Molotov and a flash available. If he would have been alive, probably could have been worth trying it in a 3v3. Would have been a bit risky, but, you know, keeping these guns in their pockets is definitely going to be the right play. But NRG, man, they're looking like such a strong T-sided team already. You can already see the CT side still a bit of a work in progress, but so far, their T side has just really been a good executed game plan.
Yeah, great snap decision to just go straight into that B bomb site. I mean, you can see that split coming to fruition from spawn, essentially. 2 players laid on in middle, and you've got Hex immediately fighting on the lurk instead of sticking around and holding for position, waiting for an extra body to come through. As soon as that 1 kill comes in, it throws communication up into complete disarray for Alter Iron. And there's just no way for them to really settle down after all is said and done. Now we get that first tack timeout from Alter Iron, but in all honesty, it feels a little too late. NRG now are spilling with confidence, and really, I don't even think they have to default at this point with how stellar these out-of-spawn calls have been looking.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I feel like I would have liked the time of being utilized a little bit earlier, but look, I mean, maybe they just wanted to clean something quickly up. They only took the one timeout too, so clearly it wasn't too long of a conversation they needed to have. Where we've seen it before too, where some teams burn through 2, if not all of them, like in one situation, right? That's where you got to know something's really, really wrong. But we'll see. We'll see what they're gonna have in different store for us. Misha's got the MP9, looking just a little bit, pre-Molotov in case there was some aggression from NRG's plans. Not going to be the case. And actually, long control is going to be grabbed up here for the CT side, so this is really strong. Talon's actually got himself just on the hard corner outside of pit. Misha's looking like trying to find something through that pop smoke. Just missing the timing, but things are looking a little bit more of a ray here. Things are... Oh, even Bro, look at him. Oh, Paladin. Oh, look at him. He's lurking, but he can't seem to find the kill, but you gotta love the A for effort.
And now that changes the decision for NRG. I think they were considering joining in with the B split. But now, with short control, why not commit to an A execute instead? OC is now going to lurk outside middle in the meantime. Flashes exchanged from both sides. Neither player completely blinded up, but the entry goes to George. Now they're going to go... having their decision simplified for them as OC finds another in middle of the rotation. George's taps are a little dicey, and Clipsera is there to respond. 2v3, but Nitro quiets up the scene a little bit quicker. Beautiful couple of taps there to bring it down to a 2v1. And it's Misha now in the 1v2, making his position known very quickly. Molotov is great to stall things out, and now things become much more difficult for Misha. As that molly fades, he's got another smoke in his face. He's only got one option here if he wants to go for it, and that's either to go up that cat box or to go through the smoke. And he's been read like a book. Captain America himself with 3 kills in the round, and NRG have themselves 11.
Yeah, things are starting to really look like NRG are just, trying to close this thing out as fast as possible. With the 7-5 first half, I mean, it's really just been a non-stop streak here from NRG, but... that's where we were saying their T side, they definitely look like a strong offensive team. The CT side definitely still needs a little bit of polishing, but that's okay. But yeah, this is kind of that different level of experience that we were talking about, right? And Alter Iron are probably just scratching their heads like, look, things are different here. This isn't advanced. This ain't like the same that we've been involved with. So even OC finding an opening duel right away, that's something we haven't seen for a little while, right? Like through mid especially as well, but. Now we're starting to see NRG. They're just getting a little bit more aggro here, Paladin. They're starting to make some quick decisions. They're not really hesitating on this. Nitro's got a full read on this. They're just going to bombard middle. And just like that, blink of an eye, down to the map point.
We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. That's definitely the situation at hand. You're absolutely right. It was always going to be a tough ask for Alter Iron, but I will say, lads, there are some things that I really do like about this team. I do think that there's something to be excited about. The formula is definitely there. I think they've just got to get beat down, unfortunately, by some of these teams a couple of times, and I kind of just learned the hard way. I've kind of spoke that tune a couple of times now per season, but I think it's the same goes with a roster like Alter Iron, and they've been having some success as well, like in Advanced and in CCT, they've been having some successes, and we've seen what that's done for other Advanced teams like Final Form and Lag. Look at this, man. Long scale already complete at a minute 25. Talon does find one, but the bomb will still go down in this man disadvantage.
Yeah, it's all down to this, right? I mean, this is where Alter Iron, they're going to have to find something deep. Go deep into the pocket here for the retake. Doing some good damage against Nitro, but now Bro, using this smoke to his advantage, he's going to try to creep up on the catwalk. The flashes, everybody is blind. Look at Bro, though. He's got a full lineup. Him and Hex together. The 1-2 combination making it happen. But now the jump shots with the M4 here too. More insult to injury. Smoke's coming in, looking for the bomb. They're just going to try to stick this. It's all down to OC. He has to hit the shot. Oh no, OC! He just moved at the last second. He had the perfect lineup. And Alter Iron are going to stay in this game a little longer.
The flick away is crazy. But NRG cannot close it out there. Alter Iron doing such a good job, and I mean, what heroics they needed. The jumping Kukli shot to pull it back is kind of insane. But they're going to have to do it 6 more times, lads, if we want anything more out of this game here. NRG know that it's just a small setback at this point. Oh my goodness, I don't know how Flo gets that one after missing the jump. Talon's gonna aggress behind it, and maybe that's a bit overzealous. Bro finds the evening frag as Misha goes another one the good for AIC.
Yeah, and even still, like, looking to contest this as well, and Flo just kind of holding the same position. Oh, wow, re-aggresses again! Not done yet. 1 bullet left in the chamber. Has to be able to hit the shot and will make the connection. So now Flo being the quad kill and making it, yeah, right down to the 4K at the end. That's a way to make a statement. That's where we were talking about who on this team is going to pop off. Who in this team can shine a little bit more bright when things are getting rough. And man, we were waiting for Flo to do something big, and that's definitely something there.
Yeah, when your backs are against the wall, your thought process is to potentially keep scooting on back, but Flo surges forward. Definitely not backing down from a fight, and that's probably one of the most exciting rounds I've seen out of a player on Alter Iron yet. Cool stuff. We'll see if he can keep this team alive just a little bit longer. But he's still not being able to... been given a fight here on Catwalk. He'll just have to end up shirking back to that A-bomb site. And that long lurk, or that long crawl, is still coming through. Flo's got to come up to bat yet again here, Laz.
Yeah, and even Flo, I love that he's repositioned himself. Oh boy, just barely missing that shot too. I was thinking maybe he would have been able to find this. I love that he's trying to go toe-to-toe with OC though, right? I mean, he actually really has kind of, you know, been able to flex a little bit, which is cool to see. And that's where we were kind of talking about for Challenger League, like with all these different teams that are in the season, like who's going to be kind of these, you know, a little bit of diamonds in the rough, if you want to call it that. And already now we're kind of seeing a little bit more life out of this in Dust 2.
Ooh, look at Bro, man. He snuck up through mid. He's found Talon. And soon he'll be able to suss out that there's 2 players on Catwalk as well. Back to back in the smoke, but Misha comes out on top. Clips Arrow finds another. All the positions are now noted for NRG. They've been given the bomb site into the 3v3, and they're still favored to close this one out here in Dust 2.
Yeah, but with the 3v3, I mean, again, utility, one flash available here for NRG. You got a smoke, nade, and a flash here for the CT side. They spot the player onto the ramp. Now they got to get going. That timer already halfway done. And looks like NRG might be able to clean this up. Beautiful crossfire. They get it done. 13-7. NRG are going to be able to find themselves the 2-0 for the day with the 2 best of ones. It got a little bit bumpy at the end there. It wasn't, you know, the full smooth ride on the plane. It was a little bit of turbulence, but NRG, they get it done.
Yeah, you can tell with this squad that there are some very exciting pieces that are hoping to kind of slot into place on NRG. And yes, they had some kind of growing pains when it came to this map here. But all in all, an exciting superstar, not necessarily superstar, but superstar in terms of how he fits into this roster for NRG. And I'm very excited to see where this team goes. On the other side of the equation, Alter Iron show that they've got a little bit of gumption to them, but of course this was a bit too tall of an order to overcome.
Yeah, it really was. It was a big order, but you know what? Like we said, I mean, I think they were able to show us some really good glimpses of moments for them, and I think for a team like this, it's only going to go up, right? I mean, this is a team that they got kind of dealt the worst hand to start their debut in ECL, but look, I mean, I feel like when you get to play an experienced team like this, go back, watch the demo, kind of see things that, you know, NRG were able to do. Alter Iron definitely have themselves in a great position to learn and progress from for the remainder of the season. Like, we just started. Today is day number 1, so we have plenty more action with tons of weeks left remaining. So I definitely want to keep an eye out for this team just because I think we can see some potential where these guys could, you know, maybe be in the middle ranking, especially for a team that came through advanced.
Yeah, I think this is definitely one of those teams that can potentially scrape into playoffs, but they've got a tough bout of schedule ahead of them. They've got Boss, Nouns, and this new Marsborn roster, so Tough stuff for Alter Iron, but I'm excited to see more of this team moving forward. And that'll do it, folks, on the B stream. NRG take it 2 maps all the way to have a fantastic debut here in ECL Season 49 in North America. I'm Paladin. I've been joined by Laz, and we'll see you guys very, very soon.
Bye-bye.
Think you've seen it all? With Faceit Watch's Point of View Selector, you can experience the game from any pro's perspective. Use the multi-view feature and customize the stream with up to 4 angles. Control what points you see while earning rewards. Drops are activated and lucky winners will receive Faceit points. And if you ever miss a match, VODs are now available. Get instant access to demos with multiple POVs and commentary. Watch it, control it, face it.